is your masks? You're in California, you know that, right?
Mine's in my car, man. I'm outdoors.
Bullshit. Get it on. You can't be close to me without it.
Well, I'll stand back here behind the scenes then. I hate wearing face bondage.
Here it is, right here.
Oh, that's cool. At least she has one.
Looks like a bikini bottom.
Yeah, it don't fit.
I seen a TikTok video where somebody did do that. They like pulled their underwear from out front of their skirt and stuck it on a face mask.
Oh.
Well, if it's your own.
I hope those are clean.
Well, at least it's your own. It's not like.
But still,
not
man.
like I took off yours and put them on. I wouldn't wear it then, you know. Okay, need to do a video then of what? What am I pissed about? What's that black shit on the ground?
Somebody broke a pipe, it looks like, because there's resin in it.
Is it a crack pipe?
No, it looks like actually.
Somebody down here smoking weed dropped a pipe.
Yeah, because it doesn't have that white shit. It's.
Oh, it's black.
Yeah. Oh, we came down here and the only thing we found was a broken pipe.
So there was supposed to be, step in here, Tracy, into the picture. I want to know this. I want to know this information. Well, first off, we probably should get closer because sometimes I can't hear. And it's like, people, why don't you get a microphone?
Yeah.
Why don't
Can't hear
fuck
you.
yourself?
Put subtitles.
Yeah, why don't you go fuck yourself?
Yeah, exactly. Learn to read lips.
Yeah, really.
Or sign language.
Actually, I'll put my mask on and then see if you can hear what I'm doing. Look at that.
I'm not even wearing a mask.
Yeah, can you read that? Okay, so who was supposed to be here today?
H. Allegra Lansing. She wrote a book, Manson Family, More to the Story.
Yes.
And she's also working on a 40-part documentary that she's been posting on YouTube, which is pretty good, I gotta say. And then she's got a couple other various Manson things that she's been doing right now.
I've seen one part, where it was about me, and I got to admit it was pretty good too. So
She actually captured you, huh?
well, she's been the closest to telling the truth without being there on what's happening in that courtroom. Nobody else has came close. They say shit and they act like they're right, but most of them aren't. Most of them aren't telling the complete truth. And her video, it sounded like she had, because she said she had knowledge in probate and she worked in an office in probate, and it actually sounded like that she actually had knowledge in probate. And she really, she came the closest to being truthful.
Really
that,
kinda knew what was going
so
on.
that gives some credibility in my mind, and like, okay, everything else, at least she's going at it from like a detective point of view rather than just copying other people what they've said.
Yeah, see, I haven't read the book, so
I haven't
don't know,
either. And she was supposed to be here giving them away for free or what?
No, she was coming out here. She was going to host an event.
What kind
She
of
was going to
event?
invite people that
Why
were going
ain't
to
she
come
here
down
then?
with trash bags, and we were going to clean up some of the trash
in the
around
area
here.
visiting, and she.
She's in town for a charity event someday.
Yeah, some ovarian cancer
5K walk or something.
walk.
Yeah, ovarian cancer.
Yeah, and she was in, and she had this other
You can
guy.
stand here so they can see you.
But yeah, there was supposed to be an event
She
here
had
today
some
at
other guy that
2:15.
was supposed to lead her. Stoner knows who it is, and he backed out saying it was no stress. And then Stoner says, well, Tracy or Izzy and Kerry will be there. And the dude backed out. They may have been
I know who the
threatening
dude is.
him.
The dude is the guy that I met down here who
That
told me
filmed her
about
last
her,
time.
that he told me he came around this place, and when she comes back to come here. So I know who the dude is.
Okay,
I
and
know.
he
I don't know his
backed out.
name.
I don't
forget
either. I
his
can't
name.
think of it.
Bill,
It starts with an
Chuck.
R or something.
And, yeah,
Start
I
with
think
an
so.
R?
And then
Roger
she came on
or-
board and
Rick?
live and did the show.
Could be.
And
I don't
she,
know.
Rick!
she-
I got to tell you something about Rick. Go ahead.
I think that's him. And she did the show, and she said all this, and what would Charlie like? It was a spur of the moment because she didn't research it because she didn't know it was going to be really hot out here. And then she
It's
goes.
not hot.
I know, but to people.
Especially down here.
Yeah, down here it'd be cool. But she used all this platform of social media that, of course, is going to draw in the haters, and especially one who's been harassing her. She says all this time, who is in the area. But she didn't say if it was this area, but she did say it was the Manson community, this area, or Sacramento.
Manson community. What the fuck is that? Anyway?
I know, and it's like
Everybody always refers to that the
well, then
online
it's a
Manson
fringe,
community.
fringe community, man. 'Cause I think
want
I'm
to
the
say
fringe.
I am not part of the Manson community.
The
Not one
fringe
bit.
community.
I don't like most of those fucking people, and I can go down the list of names I don't like if you really like. But I don't like most of those people. They're a bunch of idiots.
Tell us how you really feel, Mike.
Most of those people are a bunch of fucking idiots. So she was supposed to come down here, and what was she? Oh, she was going to clean up.
She was going to have a cleaning event. Everybody was going to get trash bags.
She was so concerned.
We were going to start at the top, work our way down here, pick up all the
and then it was
trash.
filthy and dirty. And
She was even telling people, you know, beware of the poison oak, so do this, do
And
that.
So basically, she had a good thought.
She was going to come down, we were going to do some cleaning, and then this guy was supposed to meet up with her to shoot some footage.
No candles, no mumbling prayers, no. Just cleaning up the shit that people leave around.
She said last time she was down here there was beer bottles and stuff
I got
like
a broken
that.
bong. I started first.
Well,
There
I've
you
been
go.
down here,
No,
and
you
whatever
did. Who
little
found
trash
it?
that there was, I packed
She
out
did.
on my own.
But I'm going
Very
to take it home with me now, since that's what she was down here to do, clean up trash. I'll make sure I take this home and sell it to somebody on eBay.
And we will make sure everything that we brought in with us goes out with us.
I always do.
I always do too.
I always do. I'm
Even
respect-
cigarette butts, you can ask people, do they call me the butt Nazi on these hikes?
I
Because
find
if I
them in
see
my
somebody
pocket
throw
in
a
the
cigarette
washing
down on the
machine.
ground, I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Pick it up.
I find them in my washing machine.
I do
because
too
I
all
do
the
the same
time.
thing, man.
My pocket's probably full of them now.
Actually, I just found a bunch of matches the other day, all in the washing machine. It's like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, I
I gotta
hate that.
check my pockets. Okay, so now why isn't she here?
Because
She was being bullied online.
somebody
By
threatened
who?
Several
Let me
people-
guess. Somebody in the Manson community.
The main of whom,
Let me guess.
y'all know,
Stoner?
No,
Stoner was
Stoner's
threatening her?
ex.
no, it wasn't Stoner.
It wasn't Stoner. It was Patty.
Stoner, shame on you.
No, Stoner actually had her on his show.
Yeah. We
Oh,
had
really?
her-
Yeah.
She was on
When she went on there to explain what the event was going to be
And then
and
I
what it was
emailed
all
her.
about.
No wonder somebody wants to kill her now.
Exactly. That's when the harassment stepped up, and then all of a sudden the event
Oh,
gets
so
canceled.
okay, now it's getting clearer to
Okay,
me.
so she did this video on there's going to be this event. Okay, everybody saw it. Friends of Stoner's emailed him or showed him that video, and so then he reached out to her and contacted her. She said, let's talk. He actually talked on the phone with her. So they set this up to go on, and he called me and told me, she's calling me right now, and she's going to go live. And I said, cool. And then later on,
How many people were watching Stoner that day?
over 30. Over 30. On this new channel, if it's over 30, he's doing really good.
Yeah, you don't get the numbers
Yeah,
like
'cause
you used to.
he gets all the regulars, the hardcore,
I remember
faithful followers.
the show we did from down here when we had the memorial for Charlie, the night he died when we came down here.
That's what those other people online are jealous of Stoner. They're jealous that people
They're jealous that Stoner
he can
had
get
the people
drunk
to
and get
do
more
shit like
video,
that.
more views on his
Yeah,
video
he
than they
says
can
his
when they're
children-
trying to
He
talk.
even says that in his video. He's all, who else is at Spahn Ranch right now having a memorial for Charlie?
Who else is drunk and saying I'm drunk and I don't
Exactly.
care and let me put on a panda hat and let me piss right now or let me get naked. He don't give a fuck. I give a fuck. I wouldn't do that. But that's him. And people get mad because he has something. And you can ask him again. You can ask him. I told you to ask him. He has something that's really weird and goofy.
Yeah.
That like here's
You can't help but like him.
No, here's what Stoner reminds me of, and this is what I told him. I said, Stoner, you need to do a show. And he's like, oh, I can't. When I met him, he was shy as shit. He talked different. He fucking wore different clothes.
His voice used to be so different.
He was shy. He was really shy. And I took him on that Danny O'Connor show. I was like, come on, let's go on the
Yeah.
show. And he's like, what the fuck you want me on there for? I don't got nothing to say. I just, come on, man. Just sit there. You got something to say. And he finally said something. But then when we came off of there, I said, you know what, man? Because he was carrying a camera around, following me around here already. And I said, you know what, dude? You ought to do your own show. And he's like, oh, I couldn't do a show. I was like, fuck, you live in Hollywood, dude. Do a show. So these things that he says now, like, I'm in Hollywood, I told him that originally, you know? I can hear myself coming back through him sometimes.
Yeah.
And I said, do a show, man. You can do it, whatever. And then he sat down at his kitchen table, and he had Cindy Benson, a girl that I introduced him to out here on the
I've met
street.
Cindy.
And he did his first show. And I watched it. It was dumb as hell, but he did it, you
Yeah.
know? And then he continued to do it too.
And he got
because he
better.
had a passion for it. And sometimes he's boring as all hell, but he has a passion for it, you know?
He developed this stoner personality when he was in prison.
And I told him not to do that. Some things
and then he brings that to the set.
I don't think he did. Some things he says, he lies about.
What I
He
tell
embellishes,
people,
let's say
Yeah, I
that. He
know, I
embellishes
know,
a
I know.
lot.
when it comes to stoner, I tell people there's Stoner Van Houten and then there's Bruce Fox.
That's it.
They are two
That's it.
different people.
Oh, they are.
Because
Totally.
Stoner is a character, 100%.
Totally.
Yes.
Bruce Fox is not Stoner Van Houten 24/7.
Oh, no.
Totally. Here's Stoner, and if you've never seen this before, there's a movie. It's called Carney. It's old. It's like 1980 something, and it has that one guy, that fucking blonde-haired guy that was on The Apprentice, and nobody likes him. What's his fucking? He's an obnoxious fucker too. Gary Busey.
Oh, yeah.
Gary Busey. He's in it. And that Gary Busey's character reminds me of Stoner so fucking bad in this thing. It's called Carney, and what Gary Busey's character is he's a clown. He dresses up with clown makeup on, and then he goes out in the carnival and he sits on that fucking bench up above where they throw baseballs at.
Yep.
And he tries to antagonize the hell out of people to get them to throw more baseballs. He's like, come on, you fat motherfucker, here's another corn dog. And then they get up there and they start winging him, and they want to kill the guy. That's Stoner. He's on there like, hey, you fat son of a bitches, I'm drunk. Come on, throw me another fucking quarter.
Oh, yeah.
That's Stoner.
Yeah.
And
Stoner will tell his audience flat out, you guys know I hate you, right? Fuck y'all.
and he's lying about that too.
He's totally lying about it.
You know what I
But
mean?
that's Stoner. He's got that.
He knows what's going on. He'll do his shtick, and sometimes he'll do his shtick on people, like I'm not educated, shit like that. But oh boy, he has been educated.
He's educated in life.
Yes.
Very much so.
Yes.
You cannot pound that guy down as much as Patty tries to.
That's right.
She's never going to get him. You can't get him. He'll laugh at you. You can he lay down and you can piss on him,
You don't
Patty, and he'll still laugh at you.
Because Stoner don't care.
He don't give a fuck.
He's done with it.
She cares. She cares enough to go threaten people that are
can't
his
let it go.
friends.
Yeah.
Act like this place is hers and it
this whole
belongs
thing
to all
really
of us
blew
here.
up after she went on Stoner's show.
That's kind of
And that's why
ridiculous.
I think it was last night at like 10 o'clock.
At 10 o'clock, it
She
blew
posted
up.
this live thing. She's like, hey, I got to cancel the event tomorrow. I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
Well, that makes
it's on YouTube. You should check out the video.
That makes me sad for her, really.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel like somebody's a bully out there.
I told her, you're going to fucking
That's
cancel
bullshit,
everything
man.
because
People
we're one
bullying
bully?
people for what?
I
They
don't
try to
get
bully
it.
me all the time. And you know what? I'm like Stoner. I don't give a fucking
Well,
shit.
with-
You can say whatever you want.
With people like you, the ones that actually knew Manson, there's a lot of infighting. I noticed everybody wants to be, I was Charlie's best friend. No, I was Charlie. No, Charlie loved me more. No, Charlie trusted me more.
Oh, he loved me more.
But you don't have a channel, fucking CBS News come into your house and then they post a video that says Charles Manson's best friend. You don't
Yeah.
have that. I do. So then everybody who is thinking that they're Charlie's best friend has already told me that. So I already know that. And there's a lot of them out there that have told me that, hey, I was his best friend. Damn it. I don't care. I don't
get the
care.
competition. Just be honored that you
don't
were
have
actually friends with the man, because
don't
I
have
never
friends.
was.
Here's
I
what
never
Manson
even
told
wrote
me.
him.
Manson told me this. I almost was offended. Almost. Then I wasn't. And I never would have been anyway. It was just like, it was kind of a dig, I thought, that he was throwing on me. He told me this one day. He goes, my people were my me's. And I was like, yeah, I know. You've told me that a lot. And he goes, you're not. You're a you. And I was like, oh, shit. That's where I was starting to get offended. I was
what
like,
the fuck?
Okay, whatever. That's cool.
So I'm not one of your people?
I'm proud of it anyway. I'm proud of that. You know, that fact. It's kind of like, if I think about it long enough, that's a compliment. Well, he didn't give me long enough to think about it as a compliment. He goes, that's good. You-yous are good, because I'm a you-you. And I thought, yeah. I get it. And all those other people are just little sheep. So why don't this person who's a bully like this other person? What reason did the other person give this?
I honestly don't know. She just says that basically that Allie has no business being.
Oh, wait a minute.
And
Who in the
business.
fuck made her mom?
Nobody.
Who in the fuck made her god of the Manson community? Or the Manson Fellowship, or whatever the fuck they are?
The way I look at
And he's
this,
like, yeah, you can use it. So, because somebody sent it to me and says, hey, did Ben ever visit Manson? I said, no. He goes, well, he said he did. I said, bullshit. Where? So they sent me this fucking video of Stoner's show. And in it, they're drunk as fucking shit.
So did you hit up Ben like, what the fuck?
No, I don't care about that. Ben can say whatever Ben wants to say. I was Ben's friend at one time. Ben came to my house. Ben asked me just like anybody else asked me.
I met Ben once when I was in Kentucky. He stopped by when I was staying with Jimmy Hook of all people.
Ben asked me one time online, hey, you're going to
Never done me wrong, but
you're going to Death Valley. Yeah, I'm going to Death Valley. You want to go? Yeah, I'll go. Okay, come on out. You can stay at my house. Never even met Ben in my life. I told him that. He came, he stayed at my house. While he's at my house, I showed him that fucking will that I had of Charles Manson's. I showed it to him. I showed it to him. Just as well as I showed another guy by the name of Jerry Harder. He runs a fucking murder auction site. I showed him too. I showed them both. They both seen it. They both said they knew Manson. They could have been nasty.
yeah.
You know, I showed them. And what's Ben do? First, what's Jerry Harder do? Jerry Harder was friends with Starr and Grey Wolf, so he ran back immediately and told them, hey,
Guess what he's got?
Channel's got this will from Manson. They fucking knew that I had it too before he died. They can pretend like they don't, but they did.
Yeah.
What did Starr do? She tried to get a will off of Manson. If you don't believe me, Google it and find out.
That. Her trying to marry him was all about getting control of that body.
And when she tried to get the will off of him, and Manson called me up, and Manson says, hey, you got a big fucking mouth. I'm like, why? What did I do?
Yeah, what the fuck?
You talk too fucking much. I told you not to say anything about that shit, and you did. You told them. You told them, and they want me to give them a will now.
Yep.
And I says, well, they're a bunch of assholes, and I didn't know what to say. And he goes, well, I'm not. Real mean, like you fucker. You know?
Fuck you, man.
Exactly.
You know what the shit I gotta deal with now?
Exactly. And he said, I'm not. And then the next thing I know, they're getting married. You know? And okay, fine, whatever, get married. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't
Charlie
fucking
wants,
care.
let Charlie do it.
If that's what he wants, I don't care.
Nope.
Go for it.
His life, man.
Well, after that fiasco of
Yeah.
her trying to get it because I showed Jerry Harder the will,
That was a shit.
and basically the newspaper printed, she wanted the body so she could put him in glass or whatever.
Yeah, and tour with him.
Exactly.
Take his body on the road.
And
Hey,
what
you
did
want to come get a picture with the corpse of Charles Manson?
Exactly. That's exactly what the newspaper said.
Which
and it
is,
was
in a
before-
way, is actually better than what actually ended up happening.
It was before he died, too. So, being before he died, she already knew I had it.
Yep.
She was already trying to get one.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's move on to after. After, how did Ben come into the picture anyway? JJ, he wants to cut on the guy. JJ, there's nothing wrong with JJ. JJ likes the shit like everybody else does. He likes Charles Manson. What the fuck? No, JJ cuts on me. He goes on other shows and rags on me and cuts on me and shit. I don't care. It doesn't bother me a bit. Brian Davis, he went on there and they're like buddies or something.
Yeah.
Brian
Those
Davis,
two are fucking ass buddies big time.
Brian Davis, on his show, he says that a person that he's never met before in his life, only times that I got 2 emails from the dude and he asked me to be on his show and I said, nah, not right now. Only thing I ever said to him about me, he says, I'm the worst thing that can happen to you than getting dog shit on the bottom of your shoe.
Wow.
Where do you come to that, man? I irritate you that bad and you don't even know me?
Yeah, you've never even spoken to me?
Man, I got some fucking power going on.
Fuck yeah, brother.
Hell
What are
yeah.
twin powers?
I'm fucking killing it. Because these people are just like, ugh, I can't. That's what Patty did to this lady today. And this lady's a pussy for not showing up.
I kind of told her that too. I'm all, you can't let these fucking people scare you. If you're going to be into this kind of line, trolls go along with the territory when it comes to the Manson case because people got high passions. There's a lot of unbalanced people, and some people are just plain stupid.
Some people need medication. I don't care what people do, really, to tell you the truth. As long as they don't bother me. And even if you're trying to bother me, don't mean you're really going to bother me. You can say whatever you like, say whatever you will. Don't care.
Just words, man.
Don't care.
In the end, what you think of me doesn't fucking affect
In the newspaper,
my life.
I seen on Google when I was a kid. Sticks and stones could break my bones, but names would never hurt me. And now in 2021, they say words are weapons.
Yeah.
We're pussies now.
Sticks and
We're a
stones will
bunch of
break my bones, but
pussies.
words can kill me.
We're a bunch of pussies, man.
Yeah, the whole
Well,
world's gone fucking soft.
Well,
man.
if we're all a bunch of pussies, I'm not, because it still takes sticks and stones on my bones. And even then, I'm still going to run from your ass.
Even then, I'm going to fight you.
And you better hope you like some broken bones too, because we're both going to have them. But people today are pussies. And anybody that gets online to bully somebody,
I know.
I have the least amount of respect for
She-
them
You have nothing
assholes.
better to
She
do with
put
your
up a
time
video
than just talk shit about
2.5
people.
weeks ago of her, and she was talking shit.
So much
and,
time.
When don't she
focusing
talk
on
shit?
Okay.
Every time I've
But
seen
in the
Spend that
comments,
time.
I thought she was quitting Manson gangs. She's in
I
every
thought so
fucking
too.
thing you see online.
I've seen- But she started going off without-
There's also a website that always talks shit about me. Nicholas Shrek's website, the one where you have to answer 5 questions, no
Just to
secret
get in.
hand fucking shake,
Yeah.
what color your fucking mom's third cousin's dog was, and shit just to get into the motherfucker. You know what, Nicholas? I don't care what you say either, man. Deserve, he says, I don't deserve. What don't I deserve? I know you're a damn thief, and you've always been a thief all your fucking life. Ever since you've been in LA, you were a thief. Changed your name. Your name ain't that. That isn't even your real name. Your real name is like Barry something. What the hell is this shit? I'm not deserving. Deserving? People, only thing that's deserving out there that you should be talking about is the people that fucking bought your book that are deserving to get the damn book. But I guess since everybody's your friend and family, they all
So
understand.
you've known Charlie longer than Shrek or
I haven't known Charlie longer than Shrek or Stimson, no. But I know a lot of their damn secrets. I've been around watching them as long as they've been around with Charlie. And Stimson tells you, and all kinds of people say things. And one day I got this one thing that says, a picture of a person, and under it, a banner that said, Michael Channels was my babysitter. No, it said, Mike Channels was my babysitter. And then, so I went to the page, and I think the person's YouTube channel is Ma something, Vinyl something. I'll put a link on the video if it's in, if we're talking about it, I'll put a link where you can see it. And you can go through and you can see that I'm not lying to you. Dude says, Mike Channels was my babysitter when I was a kid. And then it took a few more, and I thought, oh no, don't say nothing else, don't say nothing else. I didn't put my hand down your parents or none of that shit, because I don't even remember babysitting nobody, And I thought they were just being mean. And then I'm waiting for the next post, like holding my breath too. And then there's this person, she's on Stoner Show sometimes too. MZ,
Mayhem.
Mayhem?
Ms. Mayhem.
Ms. Mayhem. Okay, anyway, she commented, are you serious? Talking to the dude about the babysitter thing.
Really?
And then they started talking about it in the comments, and I thought, oh man, why did you egg the guy on? And he goes, yeah, he was my babysitter when I was a kid. And I thought, what the fuck? And then a bunch of other people would chime in and say, whoa, are you serious?
Some guy trying to find his own little 10 minutes of fame niche.
That's exactly what I thought. And he's in this vinyl shit too, It's a vinyl community. They weren't nothing Manson. Because they started talking about Manson in the show.
Oh, it's not that Andrew Beers guy.
No. No. It's a person who is, I think the person goes by M-A-M, ma'am. I'm not sure. I'll put it in the link. I'll have to find it myself. It's a gray-haired person who does vinyl talk, and they were talking about records. They were talking to Paul. It was Paul's interview. They were interviewing Paul, and they were talking about records. And they got talking about Manson in this. And that's when the dude popped up. Mike Channels was my babysitter. I think it was, it was Mike Channels was my babysitter, and he's right now he's involved in a court case. It went on, And that's when I was like, oh God, who's this? And then that person chimed in, and that got me like. Then they moved on from Manson, so they quit talking about, even in the comments, and I was like, and it got me curious though. It's like, who is this motherfucker that's saying this? drives you insane. When somebody says something about
Oh,
you,
yeah.
oh man, it just drives you nuts.
Trying to figure out who the
It's like,
fuck
you
is
know what?
this,
What
and
the
why are they saying
And
it?
why the fuck are you saying this, man?
And why would you throw in the mention of the court case?
And
Unless you're,
all this stuff.
unless, like I said, you know, he's looking for his little 10-second blurb of, hey,
That's exactly what I thought, because he wasn't really mean, you know. He didn't say, like, oh yeah, he's a
I would
prick.
have jumped in and been like, really? I don't recall
They did.
this.
No, I don't ever jump in. They did ask him in it, do you still talk to him today? And he said, God, no. And I thought, oh no, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
It's coming now. But he
was
didn't.
evil.
No, he didn't. He didn't say anything after that. And you, again, I'll show you so you guys can look at the comments there. But it just started driving me nuts, though. It's like,
Trying to
oh,
think, did I
fuck.
ever babysit
So that's why
anybody?
it drives me crazy when people send me shit about myself, because I don't really want to see it. That's why I didn't go looking for it, you know? But now you send it to me, and now I see it, and now it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm nuts about it.
Now I gotta track this shit
Now I
down
gotta
to
track
figure
down this
out.
motherfucker who thinks I'm his goddamn babysitter. So I couldn't even sleep at night thinking about it. You know, thinking, what the fucking hell, man? Why did you say that? And so I found his YouTube channel, and I went and I started watching him. Well, if I was his babysitter, I would have never recognized him anyway, because he's fucking 50 years old now, you know? No, he don't look like nobody I've ever known in my life. But his name is Rick. So now I know his name's Rick, you know, and I can go from there. And I thought, fuck, man. And so I started watching his videos. This is how much information people give away in videos.
Oh, yeah.
I figured the dude out from his videos. He's like, yeah, I'm Rick. And he's a really nice guy, nothing wrong with him at all. Is that thing still running? Oh, just a picture and it says record. He's a really nice dude in his videos. He don't get a lot of views. It's like, you know, Paul Cass and Danny and them. They get about the same amount.
Yeah.
And the lady who's interviewing him actually gets more. She's actually more intelligent, or he, or, you know, you know, person that does it. They're more intelligent with what they do. And they asked Paul real interesting questions and things. So they made it interesting, even as boring as Paul is.
Yeah.
They still made it interesting. And anyway, I was watching the guy's video, and he's like, yeah, I've been interested in albums all my life, and all my albums got stolen by my brother who had brain cancer. And I thought, I fucking think I know who this is. And then he went on to say, my mom introduced me to fucking rock and roll, and then she died of leukemia. Bam! I knew immediately who it was. And I thought, Jesus Christ, I forgot I was a babysitter. I was the dude's babysitter.
Really?
Yes. I used to... His mother,
Right on.
his mother and my mother were actually, like, my mom was the best woman or whatever the fuck that shit is at a wedding. My mom was that for her.
Yeah,
At the
bridesmaid.
at her wedding. Yeah. And then she was that for my mom at her wedding. Well, then they got divorced. They were our neighbors, and his mother had to go to work early. So she asked my mom if I could come over and sleep on the couch until it was time to get up, because I walked up the same street that Bradley and Ricky, that was what I called them when they were little, walked up to the same bus.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what I did. And I did it for like a year and a half. And I thought, man, I completely forgot about that part of... And that dude reminded me of it. And honestly, I thought he was lying at first.
How cool is that, though?
It's just cool.
All of a sudden,
And
you're like, wow.
I never even talked.
I'm like, dude, how you doing?
And if I leave this on the video, this would be even the first time that anybody knows about that. But yeah, that dude, I was that dude's babysitter. And they were also talking about, did you know Charles Manson was the babysitter of Grandpa Monster's kids? Well, me and Manson have that in common too, so we were both babysitters. But I thought that was cool as hell after I found out. Before I found out, I thought, what the fuck is this prick trying to do? But actually, he's Ricky, and I probably don't want to out him, but yeah, I know his last name. I know his mom's name. I know his brother who died of brain cancer, who stole all his albums. His name was Bradley. Well, they probably called him Brad later on. You know how that is from a kid. But we called him Bradley. And he was so fucking obnoxious. He was like, ah, all the time. And one time he was doing that, my brother spit down his throat. Yeah, it wasn't good. And Bradley just fucking puked all over the fucking place.
I would have hoped.
But it just brought up so many memories of wow, I remember his mom, and I remember where they lived, and I remember what the house was like.
That whole chunk just
man,
comes.
yeah, it just comes like all together from that, and I was like, that was cool as hell, man.
Just a random comment.
Just
in
one
live
random
chat.
comment on YouTube about some dude who says, yeah, who maybe was trying to get his 5 seconds of if the dude was if I was in his shoes, I'd be doing the same
I'd
thing.
be like, hey, dude, that guy used to
That was my
babysit
babysit.
me.
I would be doing the same thing. So good for him, and it made me feel really, 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 really good. So it's amazing what she interviewed. That person interviewed Paul, who is kind of boring to me actually, a little childish, need to up their game a little bit on research is more than just typing in Google. Research is like going out
or
to the
just watching
library and
videos
shit.
all day.
Yeah, exactly. But if you want to do that, that's fine too. Whatever. Just don't act like more than you really are. We're just like this chat. This is a chat right here. Basically, we're doing a chat.
Live chat.
This is live chat. Too bad you can't get in on it because you ain't live. That's the problem.
Sucker.
You're online. You guys are online. Some of you are probably naked, which I don't even want to know. God damn, I don't want to know. Some of you were freaked out so badly that you can't even come over here, which I've been before too, I can't lie. When I first started coming here by myself, a guy by the name of, I ain't going to tell you his name. His name's Mark. And he used to run a website called charliemanson.com. And I was really good friends with him and still am. He's a Christian guy, so he was on the other side of Manson too, but that's fine. I don't care. Everybody's interested. We were friends with each other. He told me information. I told him some. And one day he told me, he goes, the Manson family's down at the cave. And it's a long story. It started with on his chat, which wasn't kind of like the same chat as it is now. You could talk, but then it was like linked, where somebody'd have to, and you'd be chatting about something. I guess it is sort of the same way it is now, but people weren't sitting there live. It was like, could be a day period
like
when you'd see somebody. Yeah, it was different. It was a little different. And I don't think they called it chat then. But anyway, there was a bunch of people in this little room that talked about Manson. And several of them were in the Manson family. And one of them was Gypsy, and one of them was that chick that came over here after the fact. I can't remember her name now. Damn, what's her name? She's a blonde-haired girl. Jenny Gentry. She was another one that was here. They were coming here. They were coming to see Stephen Como was sick with cancer, and he was dying, so they were going to see him. And they were all like little Christian people at the time, and they're also going to see Dennis Rice at the time too. I don't know if Dennis Rice came over here or not, but Dennis Rice wrote me a letter after that, and he says, "Hey man, I was just in a motel at Motel 6 in Santa Clarita, right by you." So I think he stayed at the motel. I didn't ask him anything about this.
No.
It was the same time period that they were all kind of meeting up for a little. And CharlieManson.com told me this, and he goes. At a later time. Okay, get back to the beginning here. We're in this little chat thing, and I found out Gypsy was in there, and that's how I found out about the waterfalls over there, because she mentioned exact specifications on how to get to this place. And so that's how I found that out. And then I asked Gypsy too, but she never responded back. I asked Jenny Gentry too, hey, can I get your autograph? And she says, no, I'm not doing that. I was like, okay, cool, man, whatever, what have you, fine. If ever you just change your mind, let me know. I wouldn't mind having it, because you're part of this thing. And then one day out of the blue, CharlieManson.com messages me, and he says, hey, Jenny Gentry's over there at the cave with the Manson family, and she says she left an autograph in a tent over there for you. Yeah. Well, how did I get to this story anyway? Oh, I think about being afraid. Like I was talking about Lansing, being afraid. Okay. Okay, he says, there's a tent. I says, okay, I'm headed over there now. And I got here, and I used to come in from that direction. I used to walk, because you could park out in the street. Parked out in the street, walked down that way, and there used to be a bridge across down over there.
Really?
Then they took the bridge away when the state came in, because it was a really dangerous kind of bridge. But yeah, there was a bridge down there and you could walk across. And it had as a railing a fire hose. Yeah. And I came down this way and I got here, and I seen the tent. It was back there and it was set up. and there was clotheslines on. I'm not sure if there was another tree. Maybe it was them trees, but there was a clothesline from the trees, and there was clothes hanging off of it. There was fucking all their clothes, and you know what? When I was here, all those years ago, I buried their tennis shoes over there. I bet you there's probably still tennis shoes over there if nobody took them. But anyway, their tent was right there, and he said there's an autograph inside this tent. It was out of a book. I'm like, oh fucking shit. When I got like right here, I'm like, oh crap.
Waiting for someone to pop out the tent
exactly,
or something.
and start shooting me or fucking chasing me or something. And I wasn't sure what to do. My heart was pounding, man. It was pounding. They had a luggage thing on the side there, and the tent was zipper closed. And I was like, oh fucking shit, man. And I was like, hey. Nobody said nothing. I thought, man, even so, I walk up there and unzip that. Somebody could stab my ass. They could do whatever. And over here, like in these little things, this didn't have as many leaves in it. It didn't have as much dirt on it. But see how them little round parts are up there? They go all the way down this thing. There was like school buses all in that shit. Yeah. They're on the cave. There was like a little bat, and its eyes were glowing red. I'm not shitting you. And then like they had like I said, there was a clothesline there, and there was a luggage thing there, and there was a tent right there with all the school buses over there, the bat thing, and there was other Halloween type decorations. There was witches' hats inside the freaking tent. There was their cell phones, because I eventually went up and unzipped it, and nobody was there. I was like, whew. And then I started thinking, okay, now they're coming back, you know? And so I thought, what am I going to do? And I opened up this book that was in there, and it was a Manson book by Bill Nelson. And it was all muddy. It was fucking covered in mud, and the pages were all like they've been down here and it was raining for a while or something, because their shoes were all muddy and the clothes were all muddy, and there were cell phones inside the tent, and there was rubbers, and there was toothache medicine, there was a tooth. It was like there was metro tickets for the bus, so it was like they were living here for like a week or something. And then I opened up this book, and there's the autograph, and I was like, okay, cool. Got it out of the book, and started thinking, man, I should take all this shit. And I thought, I better do it fast. So I started tearing down the tent. The tent wasn't that big. It was one of those cheap fuckers that you get like big 5.
Little 2-pole pop-ups.
Not even 2 poles, man. It's just like, bam, little fucking one, your feet would be hanging out of it.
Like a pup tent?
Yeah. I took the clothesline down, dropped to the ground, fucking scooped it up, shoved it in the little luggage thing that had wheels on it that was sitting there, just shoved it all in because it opened from the top. Shoved it all down inside this thing, fucking took the tent, shoved it in the bag, and I couldn't fit the tennis shoes in, and I buried them over there, like I said. And there was a bunch of beer cans and all kinds. I buried all that shit. And just with leaves, really. And then I fucking took that thing, and I took off, and I was pulling it, and I was holding other shit. And I ran the fuck out of here so fast, and the whole way, I was scared shitless that somebody was going to catch me. Because if they caught me, I was now stealing all their shit. And I thought, I'm dead. I'm fucking dead. And that's how I thought the whole way, too. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. To this day, I still have their cell phones. I still have their clothes off the clothesline. I still have the clothesline. I have their tent.
They're going to hit you up and be like, yo, give us some shit.
No, I already told them all that. And you know what? The girl denied she was even here. So she won't even take credit for being here. But I do have the emails from charliemanson.com. So it all matches, and I don't care what they say. It was there. It did happen. And I do nothing to do against them. They can say whatever they want. They can do whatever they want. But when people start bullying people, that's not cool, man. That's where I take offense. And I don't know why I take offense. I think I have it in me because every time I see somebody getting picked on, I'm always on that person's side. It's like, hey, fuck that. Don't pick on that dude, man. Who the fuck you think you are to be better than him? You're not.
I got bullied to hell when I was a kid.
I never got bullied, nor did I bully people. But I seen it happening, and always would stand up for the little guy. It's like the little guy. And sometimes people turn others into the little guy. Just like Patty, or whoever the bully is, did today. Yeah. They turn themselves from the little guy, because, man, people felt sorry.
From the victim to the bully.
Exactly. They feel sorry for you. Stoner was an asshole. But should have known that from the very beginning. You
Yeah.
should take off your glasses, Stevie
There was a
Wonder.
lot of signs there.
You know?
I mean, come on, it didn't just pop up out of the
It's
blue.
not like husband material, you
No.
know? It's like, come on now.
Stoner's your party buddy.
And I think one of the things I ask her, I think I asked her this question. What the hell do you see in Stoner? And she goes, oh, I like his prison tattoos. And I'm like, oh, that's a great start. You should
Yeah.
get married next. You know, so whatever. But to badmouth somebody, just get over it. Just get over it, move on. You've been hurt. Stoner's not the worst guy in the world. The worst guy in the world was probably, like, Richard Ramirez might even be on that list, but he's probably not even the worst guy in the world,
No.
you know? But to make Stoner sound like he's any worse than any other douchebag guy is, and then to bully everybody who likes Stoner, that's just not cool, man. Or anybody. To bully, if I was to bully you because you like Stoner, or bully you because you like Ann, I don't care who you like. That's, me and Manson got in this fucking conversation too. It was like everybody who's Manson's friend, he wanted you, oh, they're your friend too.
Your friends don't have to be my friends.
Bullshit. They're not my friends, man.
And my friends don't have to be
I do not
your
want these
friends.
motherfuckers coming to my house. They're not coming to Thanksgiving.
Nope.
They're not fucking doing none of that
Don't
shit.
give 'em my
They're not my
address.
fucking friends. So if they're your friends, that's fine with me. I don't care. Good for you. Just as
I'll
well as
beat 'em
my
at the local
friends.
Denny's.
All my friends are. If I say all my friends are going to be your friends, there's a lot of them that's not going to like your ass. I'll tell you that right now, right off the bat, because they don't like me because I like you. That's not the